Yu-Gi-Oh has over 10,000 unique cards in its card pool, and thanks to tools such as TCG Player and eBay, duelists all around the world can pick up any card they would like with just a click of a button. But what if those tools didn't exist? What if the only way you can attain new cards was by opening packs? Starting off with 3 Fire King structure decks and a budget of $50 a week, I must build a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck by only using sealed product. No buying, no trading for cards, all leading up to doing Yu-Gi-Oh's biggest challenge, topping a YCS. This is the Fire King sealed only Yu-Gi-Oh. Every journey must start somewhere. And we start off with the newest structure deck in the TCG, the Fire King structure deck, which is wild because this came out in December of last year, you know. They still haven't released a structure deck this year, and we're 3/4 of the way through. Fucking wild. Fix your shit, Konami. But this is probably one of the better structure decks out there, to be honest with you. Not only because, well, Fire Kings itself is actually very, very good, but there's a lot of meta impact cards in here as well. Very good to start off a sealed-only journey for sure. All right, let's actually open one of these motherfuckers up. Enough talking and shit like that. Okay, let's actually... Okay, cool. Oh my god, I'm having a hard time here. Got the fucking mat and our little... Okay, can I fucking take out the fucking thing, please? Thank you. Alright, here it is. Our Fire King structure. We actually got a mat with it as well, the paper mat. Which is always cool, but like, let's actually open this shit up, see what it looks like. Oh, it's backwards. Oh, let me fix it. It's a little zoomed in, it's also still backwards, but it's cool. I think the actual rubber mat is pretty cool, but we actually got our fucking actual Fire Kings. Let's open this shit up. Fuck, I forgot how much of a pain in the ass this shit is. Oh my god. Alright. Problems of not having fucking nails. What the fuck? Please open. For the love of God. Please. Oh my god, I'm having so much fucking... I'm fucking struggling with this shit. Oh my god. Okay, that took way too long to actually... but let's actually get into the structure deck itself. So Garunix, the boss monster, of course, this is one of the best things of what makes Fire King very, very good. We got the Kieran as well, which is really, really good for us. Ring Bali, this is a cool ultra. It's not used in every Fire King deck, but I mean, it's a spell trap negate, might as well. We got the Sanctuary, which is very cool to get the Fire King Island, also protects it. The Garunix, which is our rank 8, which is a fucking dark hole that we can make on our opponent's turn. So... I mean, that's something, I guess. We got the Fire King Skyburn as the super as well, which is really, really cool. This is a destroy cards. It's kind of like the blackout for the deck, and then the Trap, which is also a super, which is fucking garbage. We're not going to be playing the Trap. But Ponix, the most important card, it searches every spell trap, gets you into combos. Very good. Very good. This card is fucking insane. Cool. Now let's actually get into the commons here. So we got the Fire King Avatar Garunix. Here, why the fuck is my camera not focusing? There we go. Now I think I finally fixed the focus there. So we got the Garunix. We got the Baron as one of the commons. We got Yaksha, which, I mean, back in the day maybe be good, but I don't think it's really that much playable now. We got the Fire King, the regular Kieran, the level 3, which is, it's all right. It's okay. Blaster. This is a cool little thing. Now it's at 2 in the TCG. That was only at 1 when the structure deck released, but now we have it at 2. So pretty good to see. We have the sparks to go with it as well. Coach Captain Bearman. I mean, it's Bearman. I don't know what else to say. We got the Coach Soldier Wolfbark, which is pretty cool. Don't know. I mean, it might slide into the deck initially, but we'll see. True King, the Vanisher. This guy helps destroy his fires in hand. Really cool. Infernal Flame Emperor. What the fuck is this card too? When this card is tribute summoned, banish up to 5 fire monsters in your graveyard, destroy spell. Whatever. Kaiju, really good for a structure deck. It helps us going second to fire as well, which it does matter for the Fire King stuff. Blazing Mars, what the fuck is... Well, this card's in your hand or graveyard. Banish 3 other monsters from your graveyard. Spell summon this card. You cannot spell summon monsters for the rest of the turn. Fucking seems like ass. Bonfire Colossus. If you control a fire monster, special summon this card. If this card is special target 2 fire monsters you control, destroy those targets. That's a mandatory effect? What the fuck? Sacred okay, cool. Royal Firestorm Guards. That's cool. I don't think we're ever going to play it, but it's in here. That's cool. Spirit Flames. Normal summon must be special summoned by banishing fire. I mean, this is an extender, technically. don't really think we need it. Fencing Fire Fair. This is a cool little card, but I think it's pretty much past its prime, especially with all the other Fire King stuff in here. Firebrand Harmonist? Whatever. Alpha. That's huge. That's a huge card. In common, too. I mean, this is a going second card. Very, very good. Droll and Lockbird, too. Holy shit. Okay. Droll. We'll take Droll. I don't think the card is necessarily the best thing, but this is a sealed only. We'll take Droll. Fuck it. We'll take Droll any day. Onslaught of the Fire Kings. Circle of the Fire Kings. This is a really cool card. Rekindling is fucking wild. Tanky. Very generic Searcher. Dark Hole. Oh, we have Dark Hole. Huh. Back in the day, there was a lot of Omni Negates in the format, so this wasn't really that good. But now we don't have that many Omni Negates left. This might be an insane card. Trade-in. I mean, we have level 8, I guess. I don't know if you really want to play it. We have Herald of the Abyss. Nice side deck card for Pearly, I guess. Flammable Counter. When Spell Trap is activated, banish a fire monster with 200 defense from your graveyard and you get the activation to destroy it. Whatever. Spill Fire. Oh, this is like the FTK card, right? And this is what some of the FTKs play. Chain Destruction. If a monster with 2,000 less is summoned, target one of them, destroy. That's fucking, what the fuck. We have Torrential. Torrential is a cool little trap card that we can play. Man, there's a lot of good, like, staple cards. Whoa, we got Solemn Judgment. I kind of forgot Judgment was even in this set. That's fucking insane. We'll take that. That's for sure a side card. Infinite Impermanence. This is the one I did not forget. Very good hand trap. I think one of the best hand traps in Yu-Gi-Oh! This being a common is very insane. And we got Power Sink Stone as well. That's fucking insane. This is like an actual floodgate. This is like a skill drain. You have to, it's like a little worse. Your opponent has to activate 2 monsters first, but it's eventually a skill drain. Might be good enough to play. Extra Dex dies. We have Coach King Giant Trainer, which requires 3 level 8s. I don't know how good that is. Diamond Dire. I mean, it's Diamond Dire. It's always a good generic rank 4 we can play. Hita. Of course, this card's insane. Fucking Hita. We'll take Hita any day. Fire King High Avatar Garunix is the original one. Don't know how good this is nowadays. And then Arvita, Monster Negate, very important for our strategy. We'll take that for sure. And then, of course, the Fire King Island that revolves around everything for this deck. Very good. As well, there's actually a lot of staple cards that I didn't know was actually in here. So I'm gonna come back in just a tad bit. I'm gonna open all 3 of the structure decks and let's see what I can build. I'll see you then. Alrighty, it took me a little bit, but I eventually got the deck done, and I'm gonna be honest with you. For a structure deck, this is looking kind of nice. I'm going to be honest with you. Let's get into the deck, shall we? So obviously we're playing the 3 Ponics because it's 3 Ponics. Of course, we're playing the 3 Ponics. It's everything we need. Searches it, gets into a combo and stuff like that. We absolutely do need it. We're playing the 3 Kieran because it's 3 Kieran. Of course, we're going to be playing 3 Kieran. This prevents like negation. This helps us pop a card. It's a really good card that we do play for the strategy. We're playing 3 Arvita as well because it is a monster negation. It's searchable through multiple ways as well. So playing 3 of that as well. We're playing 2 Garunix as well. This might be a little bit interesting. I'm going to try it at 2. This is usually a card you only play just at the 1, but like, I think this is probably good enough to play at 2. Just for the structure deck by itself for right now, this is probably fine enough to play at 2. So we're just going to try it 2 and see what happens. We're playing 1 Rang Bali as well. Again, it's another just card that, you know, not all Fire King players play, but this is the structure deck. So we're going to try it. We're going to see how this works. Obviously playing the 1 Barong as well, just to fit with the Fire King stuff as well. So that's our Fire King kind of lineup there. Now for other monsters we're playing that isn't the Fire King monsters, we're playing 2 Blaster. This card's at 2. So I'm going to try it at 2. Yes, I know. It's a little bit weird that this card's at 2 now, but I'm going to try it. I don't know how good it's necessarily going to be, but it's a fire. So, I mean, if we draw a Fire King Island, we need to destroy this. We can, so it's not the hardest thing to do. So this is perfectly fine to play at 2. We're going to be trying the 2 True King guy as well. This is kind of like a going second option for us. My God, my camera's over here. Gotta remember that. It's kind of a going second option, so we're going to try this. Again, this is banish 2, or if you destroy 2 fire monsters, you banish a card. So we're going to try it, see how it works. We'll see. Again, these are cards I truly don't know. For going second cards, we're gonna play 3 Dogaran, the Kaiju. Again, this isn't necessarily going first, but since it's a fire, we can always just destroy it off Fire King Island or something like that. So it's not the technically worst thing in the world. So we're gonna try this in the main deck, see how it goes. Another going second card is Droll and Lockbird as well. Again, I don't know how good this card is. I really don't like this card, but it's either this or like main deck alpha. So I decided to just main deck the Drone Lockbird to see how it goes and put the alpha in the side deck instead. So that's it for the entire monster lineup, if I can fucking get this out of the way. Now onto the spell traps. We're playing 3 Fire King Sanctuary. Again, this gets us into the Fire King Island, so this is what we needed it. Again, playing this, and we're also playing the 3 Fire King Island as well. Playing it at 3/3 might be a little interesting. It might contribute to bricks and stuff like that. But we're going to try it. We're going to see how it works. Again, we can always cut this down. Again, I didn't look at any like structure deck lists, so this is just how I'm going to go. Again, I just want the most consistency possible. Even though this has a potential to brick us, I still want to see the Fire King Island as much as possible. So that's fine to play at 3. Playing 3 tanky just so we can get to like Arvita or like Rang Bali or even like a Barong is fine. So I think this is probably fine for consistency as well. Another going second card we're playing is Dark Hole. I think this card's insane. Going first or going second. Like going first, we have like a brick Garunix. We can just like Dark Hole one of our guys, then trigger like a Garunix or something like that. So I think this isn't the worst thing to be playing in this format. So, especially for this format, it's not that bad. We're playing 1 Fire King Skyburn just as another search target for the what the fuck is the card called? Ponix. Ponix, that's what they're called. We're playing just one more for the Ponix there, and then the Circle of the Fire King as well. They're both very good cards to be playing. So again, this is basically a blackout for the deck, and this is just target a fire you control, destroy it, and then special another fire from the graveyard. Very, very good cards to be playing in the deck. And then the last 3 cards are 3 Infinite Impermanence, because again, this is the best trap card you can be playing right now. So we're going to be playing 3 Infinite Impermanences. So that's kind of the main deck. I'm kind of liking the main deck a lot. Extra deck, I mean, we're just kind of playing, oh my god, I can move that over there. We're just kind of playing 3 of everything. 3 Diamond Dire, 3 Hida, 3 Coach King, and 3 Garunix. Again, nothing really special. We have 3 extra deck slots left, but again, they didn't give us enough extra deck. I think Hida might come up a lot. Diamond Dire maybe comes up. We're never going to summon Coach King, like, ever. This card's never going to be made. And then obviously the Garunix, the rank 8 Garunix, very, very good. We're going to be making this a lot. This is going to be a part of our strategy, so we are obviously going to play 3 of it. We are also playing a side deck because this structure deck is fucking insane. So we're playing a side deck as well. Like I said, we are playing the alpha in the side deck just because I think this is just better if we go second. I don't want to really main deck it, especially since it's not a fire. So we're just going to side deck it instead. We are playing a Sacred Phoenix of Nethys. This is for technically against like a Labyrinth matchup or a Runic matchup, just any like heavy back row matchup. Once returned during the standby after this card was destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard, it specials itself, and it destroys all spell traps on the field. So like this is insane, and it doesn't even hurt us because technically if we have the Sanctuary on field, we can protect our Fire King Island that way anyway. So again, this is probably fine to be in the side just to reverse the back row matchup. The Blazing Mars. Why the fuck am I playing this card? It's a burn card. That's literally it. This is just a time card. So if we ever go into time, this is in the deck. So that's really all that's there for. Spell cards, we're playing 3 Herald of the Abyss. Again, I don't know how much this is really going to come up, but we're going to play it. It's a decent side deck card anyways. We're playing the second Skyburn in the extra deck, or in the side deck, just in case we reverse the back row. I just want more outs to the back row, so we're playing a second Skyburn in the side deck. Oh, my bad. I nearly fucking dropped my camera. What the fuck? Okay, fix. Okay, now onto the traps. We are playing 3 Power Sink Stone. This is, again, like technically if we go first, this is kind of like a skill drain for our deck. So we're going to try this. We're going to try that. We're playing it at 3. I saw like a Melodious deck topped with this, so I actually want to try this. I think this is really cool. It's a skill drain, technically a worse skill drain, but we're still going to play it. And obviously the last 3 cards is 3 Solemn Judgment because it's fucking Solemn Judgment. Why the fuck wouldn't we play that in the side deck as well? So that is it for the entire deck. Now let's get to locals. Let's see what we can do with this. All right, we're here at Duke City Games here. We're gonna start off like in like 20 minutes or something like that. There's a couple people here. It's going to be like a 15-16 person tournament. Obviously we're just playing 3 structure decks, so we're going to see. I'm not expecting to top it all. If we can get like 2-3 wins, that'd be solid. Even like taking a game might be nice, but the deck again I think is solid. So let's see what we can do round 1. Okay, OTS pack opening here. Hopefully, I don't know what the fuck. What can we pull out of this pack? Let's see. It's gonna be probably nothing. I think the super is on the top because OCD. This is weird. So Drake, Onomatopoeia, and Soul Release. I don't know. This might be a side deck card. Probably won't though. This is a cool card. Alrighty, just got completed with round 1. We versed Voiceless Voice is what we versed round 1. Game 1, I actually ended up winning the die roll. I remember my hand was just insane. It was like insane going first hand. I had like Kieran in hand already, so I ended on like an Avrata plus Garunix on field, so it was like a monster negate. Then I had the Kieran to pop a card as well, and that ended up actually being enough. I think he actually ended up bricking. I negated like a Saphira on his field, and it actually ended up doing a lot because the only other play he had, he was playing like the Dogmatica stuff. So he summoned Maximus, and I went Kieran, pop the Maximus, right? So, and then like I drew into Rang Bali after that, and then the Rang Bali just sealed up the game because now I have a monster and spell trap negation on the field, plus like Garunix and Kieran coming back every turn, so that we won game one that way. Game two, we went second. Our hand was pretty insane. We drew like a Kaiju and a Dark Hole, which is like insane going second. The thing is, we didn't get to Ponyx. We had to wait to Fire King Island, which was fortunate enough. I think we drew like Fire King Sanctuary. Oh, he had the Pendulum dude. He ended up negating my Sanctuary, but since I already had Fire King Island in hand, actually just ended up just punishing him for that, activating the Fire King Island. But I had Arvita summon Garunix, and then he actually impermed the Garunix, which was very rough because we couldn't really do anything with that afterwards. So we just passed on that. I think we have a Kieran in hand because we searched the Baron off the Tanky. I think I'm thinking of this. I just completed it, but you'll see it in the video. But I get to a Kieran on his turn, but he just has so much that he actually ends up beating through it, ends up negating a guy. It's enough where I just can't seal the game, and then he negates my Ponyx when he passes back to me, which was the only way I was able to play. So we ended up losing game two, and then game three, we both just kind of bricked. My only play was activate Tanky, and he negated Tanky because I had two Kierans in hand. So I just passed to him, but he was on a brick too. He normal summoned low. I judgmented a low. That actually ended up doing a lot. He passed back to me. I drew into an Imperm that did nothing, so I passed back to him. He searched another low off the barrier, Imperm the low, passed it back to me, drew into Sanctuary, but then he if he's breaking on something, he's breaking on hand trap. So the Dominus purged the Fire King Island, so I couldn't play my game. And then he finally drew into playable, so we ended up losing game three. You know what? For a 3 Fire King structure deck, we are competing with that. We actually only have, if I'm not mistaken, I can check right now, only actually end up having 10 players, so it's not going to be that big of a turn. We still have to play 4 rounds. But yeah, so pairings are up for next round, so we'll see you then. Alrighty, we're finished up with round 2, and we got sauce, to be honest with you. We versed Whitewoods is what we versed. Game 1, I went first. I think my only play was like a tanky search for Barong. He went draw, it didn't matter because I just had an almost on Arva to pass. I think that's pretty much my hand, like an Imperm and Fire King, the one that can blow up cards. So I'm like, okay, this is decent. This is decent. We can do stuff with this. We can destroy the Baron and get follow up for next turn, right? Then he leads Snake Eye of Subversion, target my Arvita. I'm like, oh. So we just lost that game because then he can play through Imperm like it's nothing, and he had the stone. So yeah, we just straight lost that game. Going into game 2 though, it was one of those things. I had a decision to make. I wanted to either go first or go second. I wanted to go second. I really didn't want to go first again because this is a deck that can break through so much by itself. And if I don't draw away to Fire King Island, it's going to be rough no matter what. And he's obviously playing going second card, so he's expecting to go second. So I actually opted to go second. And I actually drew a decent hand. It was like a blaster with like a alpha in hand, but he set up on a Chaos Angel. We really don't have a way to out Chaos Angel. We technically do with the Fire King quick play, but we had to search Fire King Island in that turn. So I was like, if we can get one more turn out of this, like we did a lot. Blaster get rid of his trap so he couldn't synchro summon, and then we alpha'd special, and we did a lot of plays on his turn. But the problem is Chaos Angel is an asshole. Ponyx had to get to Fire King Island because we just wanted to keep extending, right? So I passed it back to him. It was one of those things. I'm like, okay, if I can survive one more turn, I can out this Chaos Angel, right? And then he booked the moon and anything. I was like, that's fine. And then I forgot one of the synchros give them piercing battle damage doubled, which I'm like, okay, I just lose. Unfortunate, but like the deck can compete. It's there for sure. We just have to get things better, and maybe I have to play better. Maybe I should have went first that game, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with round 3 and round 4. Alrighty, just got completed with round 3. We didn't end up recording because my phone is nearly dead, so I didn't want to take that chance. But we reversed Whitewoods Runic again. The last Whitewoods was not any Runic. He was playing like a toy box and stuff like that. But this one was Whitewoods Runic, which was different because it makes it where I don't have to commit to stuff straight away because he can't go to battle phase and kill me straight away, obviously. So game one, we end up we went first, and I just remember it wasn't like that great of an M board for us. Like I can't really remember what it was. I think it was like the typical stuff. We had a Karen in hand, Grunix on field, something like that. We ended on a Grunix pass, so it was like one of those things. Okay, I make a rank 8 like kind of thing to nuke the field. That's kind of the way we play our game. But we're versing Whitewood Runic, so he actually ended up getting rid of the island and stuff like that. But I decided to hold my stuff just because I'm like, okay, it's Whitewood's Runic, he can't kill me, so we're just gonna have to go in a grind match. So we held the Karen and we held the Ponix and stuff like that. And we then drew into a dark hole, which outs his Chaos Angel. He doesn't have a way to stop that. So we had the Vanquisher. So this is the one time the True King Vanquisher came up. So we had a Ponix Kieran, Dark Hole in hand, and then we drew into the Vanquish guy. So we Dark Hole the field. So his only play, so he kept like the Chaos Angel. So the Chaos Angel got destroyed. He kept his the Runic Synchros just because one of the Runics prevent them from being destroyed by card effects, but he wasted the Synchro 8 by doing that, so I no longer have to worry about a quick effect Book of Moon. Then he protected his Sword Soul with his own effect by banishing cards and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, cool, we can still play. Now we go Vanquisher effect. Vanquisher got the Ponix and Kieran, special the Vanquisher onto the field. Vanquisher banished the Sword Soul, so we don't have to worry about that. And then Kieran brought back Ponix, and we already had the Garunix in graveyard, so we got the Garunix effect as well. So we kind of just eliminated the entire field, and we went into this huge grind match. Like, I couldn't kill him, but he's on Whitewood Runic, and I just out-grinded him because I just kept getting my stuff back from the graveyard. But that play there, me going Vanquisher, banish the Sword Soul, and then the Dark Hole clearing the Chaos Angel, helped me win that game, and then we just ended up going into a grind, and he couldn't get back into his Runics because I also got rid of his Fountain with the Karen effect as well. So it was really good, so we won game one, but that took like a 35-minute game one. It was a really grind match. And then game two, if I drew any way to play, like with the Fire King stuff, we win that game, but I just couldn't find any way to play. We ended up drawing Lockbirding him, which just ended his turn, which was insane, but we just didn't have a way to play. So we just had to go like Blaster and Vanquisher. We drew the Vanquisher again, but we just had no way to the Fire King stuff, so we just had to go off that. We inflicted damage and stuff like that. But the problem is like, okay, so he just wins there. But since we were going into time, we actually tied there. So he wins game two. He was going to win game two no matter what. But game two went into time, and he was ahead of life points. So ended up being a tie for us. So we're now into round four. I actually got the bye, and that is it for us. So our final record is 1-1-2, but the one win was a bye. But again, we ended up drawing against White River Runic. I think the deck is decent. I just think we just need to make sure we're super consistent on playing the deck. I need to get better playing the deck. But also, you know, if we can get into our Fire King stuff, that's when we win the game. So that's the thing. So yeah, that is it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did stay until the end, let me know what I can do when it comes to editing and stuff like that for the video. So next time we will probably open some sort of tin. I haven't decided on which tin yet, but we will open on some sort of tin to continue our journey. So hope to see you guys then.